And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Smudcast number 661, Erasing Black Icons. Now, there's all kinds of forms of blackwashing, whitewashing, yellow washing, purple washing, you name it. People have been depicted as other people all throughout media. That's just how it goes. People want to sell movies. People want to sell TV shows. That's what they do. So it's possible that some of these people got changed or rewritten to fit the audience, to fit the brand, to fit whatever time period they're in. That's how you make the bucks. So let's see what this person or this YouTuber is all about. They're called Reeducated TV, and we're watching Erasing Black Icons. This came out 3 days ago, and what's impressive about this video so far is this person or this YouTuber has 5,000 subs and 2.1 thousand views on a video that just came out 3 days ago. That's a pretty good ratio. So good. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So it must be a good video, even if he's just a small YouTuber. And no description. That's a bit weird. So wasn't expecting that. No meta tags, nothing. Just Erasing Black Icons, the video. Okay. And
very active subscribers.
From 5,000 subs. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, it's a good ratio. Anyway, this is almost a 6-minute long video. Not what to expect. Don't know what's going on. Never seen this person. Never watched any of their videos. I don't know how this video won out, but it's short. Hopefully it's going to be quick. Lots of good edits, that sort of bit. And we can call it a day. He's replying to every comment. That's pretty good. So he likes his audience. Yeah, good for him. All right, guys. I think we're ready to go. Mike is still not with us. That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about these ice cream.
Oh, you don't know about the racist ice cream?
Well, I think that's a bowl, but is it on rice? Like, what's happening here? These 3 scoops of ice cream with...
It must be some kind of Japanese dessert.
Oh.
Maybe it's on crushed ice. Ice cream on crushed ice.
That doesn't sound appetizing. That sounds kind of weird.
With cream on top.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's a kid's drawing. Maybe it's one of his kids. Who knows? But I'm already a little concerned. So anyway, let's get going.
Speaking of black icons.
Oh God. Whoa! What is happening? What's going on?
Is this video from 15 years ago?
Welcome to Reeducated TV, where we keep you informed.
Well, that's kind of cool.
What?
Drawings courtesy of Nala and Ayana. Today's theme is in the shadows. Everyone knows the famous animated character Betty Boop.
No.
This has to be a troll video.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like comedy.
I don't know what's going on, but I actually do know Betty Boop because I kind of grew up with Disney films, and my grandmother was big into Shirley Temple and Betty Boop, so I watched Shirley Temple videos and movies and Betty Boop shows. So I know about Betty Boop.
Betty Boop ran on German TV.
Yeah. So, but not everyone.
That character did get around.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I don't know why.
But not everyone nowadays even recall. Like, how would they? How would they know Betty Boop? It's kind of impossible. But fair enough.
Right? Well, Betty Boop is an animated cartoon character created by Max Fisher.
He's just reading the Wikipedia article. What's happening?
Hey, that's more honest than others that we cover.
Okay, I guess you're right.
Okay. Well.
Meters, including Grim Natwick. She originally appeared in the Talkertoon and the Betty Boop film series,
There were films?
which were produced by Fleischer Studios and released by Paramount Pictures. So who was Esther Jones?
He's right.
Esther Jones might not be a name that you recognize or associate with the popular cartoon Betty Boop. Her style and appearance inspired the famous cartoon series, but the character was depicted as being Caucasian. PBS has since confirmed that
Is he saying character or corruptor?
Yeah, I heard corruptor. Maybe it's his accent.
Character. It's obviously like a very thick African accent that you're hearing.
I heard
Okay.
corruptor, but if that's a slip of the tongue, he's not inherently wrong because she was a seductive, dancing, singing kind of lady. So maybe it's just the luck of the draw that we got the accent to work with that.
And for your weekly German lesson, Fleischer is German for butcher.
Okay, that's very cool. Moving on.
Okay. I gotta read some super chats. Where is this from? Vladimir. Hey, thanks, Vlad. Is this about the live action Lilo and Stitch yeeting cobra bubbles? What?
So far, not.
I'm not sure what this
That's
is.
another story in its whole entirety.
Yeah. Oh, here's Andrew's Taint. Thank you, Andrew's Taint. Is this gonna be like that Tariq Nasheed movie where?
Nasheed.
Oh, sorry, Nasheed.
Nasneed.
Nasheed. I can't read it properly. Where he said everyone in history, from samurai to Anne Boleyn, were black? Or is it going to be something stupid about fan art of fictional characters on Twitter? Whichever, I know it'll be quite retarded. Well, so far he's just reading articles, and that's not inherently wrong. It's just, it's like he has a reading impediment. He's talking really slowly, and it's like, is he clear-headed right now? I don't know. Maybe English is not his first language. That's possible too.
Definitely not his first language.
And from this, I can tell from that picture, this woman does not look like she has African blood in her at all.
Oh, I knew Betty Boop was based off a black singer-dancer. I just didn't know who.
I never heard of that. But this picture she does not look like an African American. She looks just like any Caucasian woman.
It's possible he's got a bad picture. I'm sure there are pictures of her. But...
Or she just had a African American great grandmother, and that's all. I don't know,
Yeah.
but the thing is for the animation, it's so first she in this photograph she seems to have a very light complexion, and in black and white animation it is much easier to have a white character. And this is that character doesn't have a skin tone. It's just white because it's black and white. It's a black and white drawing. There's no shading there. Against any background.
Yeah, that was the reason why the original Disney films had the white gloves on all of their characters, which I think were like the mice were black, so you couldn't see it very well when the hands were moving. So you had to put the outline of black with white. So
that's kind of the same reason why soccer balls have those kind of like a black and white style to them, because it originally was just like a white ball, but on black and white TVs it was just impossible to see. So they had to like adapt to a new style.
Fascinating. All right.
As you can see, it's spinning.
I know this from Persona 5. Trivia questions.
All right. Here's the Giga Chat. Thank you once again. $4.99. My man broke out the Texas Instruments calculator to record his audio. Also, a white character being based off a black person isn't erasure. GTFOH. Well, I did know that Betty Boop was based off a black singer-dancer of a time. I didn't know who, though. Like, I don't remember the lore. But that's what I was told when I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. So.
I would say the real woman looks better than the cartoon character, though.
If you ever watch a Betty Boop cartoon, it's kind of like, well, that's weird. a little bit. Yeah. But that's what people liked back then. That's what worked. So
yeah, Fleischer didn't give a shit. He didn't give a fucking shit about anything Disney. Or rather, he wanted to do the opposite of what Disney did. Something like that.
Yeah. All right.
So you say like Fleischer was trying to like butcher these people?
See,
also,
it was
I checked
important.
out his channel and it's entire like Viva scans. Like this English nobleman was black.
Wait, what?
Christopher Columbus was black.
Wait.
I sent an image to the memes.
Betty Boop
We can
thing
see this after the end of the video.
Isn't the Betty Boop thing rather tame compared to any of the other
Way
stuff?
too tame. But like his first video is literally Christopher Columbus was black.
Okay, wait. So it's just like my brain is like, what are you talking about?
His channel, like Reeducation TV.
I thought Christopher Columbus was an evil
Yeah.
colonizer, slaver guy,
Who took all the slaves.
Yeah.
rapist,
So a black guy was a slaver? Like, that's not good.
who stole the land and stuff.
A black Italian guy who lived in Portugal but actually worked for the Spanish government.
Well,
Yes.
Even a UK noble, I think a noble family would be really ticked off if they found out they had a black baby. I'd be like, whoa, what happened there?
Where did that come from? What did you do?
Yeah.
Where's
What did you
Tyrone
do?
when you need him?
I think there would have been some portraits made, you would have had some paintings like, okay, I think we got the color right. It's like, no, you got it wrong.
Daughter, I am quite sure this is not the son of your betrothed Sir Bilorapudre.
Yeah, well, they must have run out of like burnt umber and white. They just replaced the white with burnt. I was like, well, why is it so dark all of a sudden? I just keep painting. It's all right. Anyway.
Boop, the popular cartoon character introduced to the world by cartoonist Max Fleischer in
Fleischer.
1930, was actually inspired by a real-life African-American jazz singer and entertainer from Harlem named Esther Jones. Her stage name was Baby Esther, but unfortunately, when her character became the first and most famous symbol in
Sex
animation, she was whitewashed, with most people having no idea where the original inspiration came from. So that's the beautiful Esther Jones. Next up, we have William
What?
Shakespeare.
What? No. Are you joking? There's like literally dozens, if not hundreds, of portraits of William Shakespeare. Not one do I recall him seeing him.
Yeah,
as
but Smut, there's no photo.
photos weren't invented till the 1800s.
Yeah.
He was born in the 15th century. What are you doing?
That's why it was so easy to fake Smut.
You know, at one point, like I remember, like from my high school, that I had a literature teacher who was trying to gaslight us that, like, well, maybe William Shakespeare was just a woman or like a collection of people, because there's no way like he could write all those plays by himself.
That one man could be so awesome, yet all these
There's no way
weird
someone can
tyrants
be
there,
so talented.
Yeah, I think that's just an inferiority complex of your teacher. But I would, if he at least went with something like the Edgar de Vere story that my English teacher told me, or told us in class, which is that William Shakespeare was just a not a ghostwriter, but the outlet for the nobleman Edgar de Vere, because the nobility saw it as frivolous and plebeian to dabble in creating the arts, because they're consumers of the arts. And so he published his work through William Shakespeare. That is at least a more believable weird story. But I never checked whether there's any meat to it, and I don't really think so.
All right. Well, oh God. This is going to be a riot, but let's keep going.
Oh, Pearl Shell in the chat says, Pearl Shell in the chat says, Betty Boop was inspired by two different women, a black woman and a white woman.
Oh, really? That's news to me. I thought it was a black.
Yeah. I also haven't heard of that, but if anyone wants to dig that up, I don't care about that character at all. So
well, I do know
as you
a
please.
lot of the ragtime and jazz music of the 20s and the 30s was black in origin, so it made sense that they took that because that's what's popular and made a cartoon out of it. And whether they whitewashed or not is kind of irrelevant, because they would have used the depiction anyway of a flapper style looking girl. So they just happened to make it white for whatever reasons. Like, that's great. It sold. Good for them. Same with the what are those other style of songs? What's that? What was depicted in BioShock Infinite? What was that style of music at the start of the game? Those four guys, the barbershop quartet.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that style of like that was like was happening around those times. So it wouldn't have mattered if it was white or black dudes singing. It was just like that's the style of music they sung.
Oh, I bet if Betty Boop had actually been drawn as a black character, then the socialists wouldn't complain about Betty Boop being black, but instead would complain about her being blaxploitation.
Back in the day, probably not.
No. The socialists now.
Oh, that'd be.
So they wouldn't. They wouldn't complain about her not being black. That's what I wanted to say. But instead, that if she was black, then they would say, she's sexualizing black women, and therefore it's blaxploitation.
That's like a.
So she needs to go.
Yeah, but that's like a 60s, 70s term, and even then, when we say that from films back then, we kind of revere them. We don't sort of say they're bad or they're racist or. Because there's other ploitation style movies, and no one's like, "Oh, those are horrible." It's like, well, they're B movies to begin with. They're not supposed to.
Many of them are quite beloved.
Some of them are cult fanatics or cult fans. People love these things, so there's nothing wrong with them inherently. And there's followings. People have like, "Oh, let's watch a blaxploitation film of whatever Shaft or whatever they were called back in the day." So. They're still watched, they're still enjoyed, and we have parodies as well of them as we go along through the years. So that's part of our culture, that's part of our history. I think they're great. Same with B movies of science fiction, which are hilarious. Same with all the horror genres, all the subgenres of that. So we wouldn't have the video games we have today. It wasn't for those styles. We wouldn't have anime of those. We wouldn't have all the great stories we have today if it wasn't for this history of crazy depictions of people in the 60s and 70s doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. So, I don't see it as offensive. I see it as fun, but I don't know. It's entertainment. What do I know? Okay, one more donation, and then we'll get on with it. William Shakespeare Chucker. Okay. Not only is this man posting the idea that one of the most famous writers who ever lived was actually black in a time where Africans were routinely enslaved by Europe and in Africa, but everyone was gaslit into believing he was a white man. Gonna KMS.
Don't you know, all the cool people were black. White people never achieved anything. It was all black people.
I mean...
all the time.
I'm assuming
everywhere.
I'm assuming he's going to show us like a portrait where he's black, right?
Are they doing this to Asians as well?
That would be
yes.
really...
His channel has videos like a 3-part series of what the fuck is that? When Asia was black.
Yeah. What?
Yes. Like he literally has a video of like Korea used to be black.
Oh my god.
Oh, and we was wall builders.
Did they conquer Korea as well? They had it for like hundreds and hundreds of years, and then it got taken over.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden they just ceased to exist.
They got wiped out.
Yeah,
like the ancient aliens from Egypt or something.
Mass destruction.
Suddenly they just disappeared. I don't know. I don't know. One of the lesser people genocided them. How that's possible when they're so awesome, I never understand how that works.
6 million black Koreans suddenly disappeared.
Oh my! And they're all Jewish too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they do. We was Jews as well.
At the same time, maybe.
The Talmud was written by black people.
Dude, the best is the Black Hebrew Israelites. It's just so entertaining to watch.
Oh my God.
It's in Genesis, verse 1:16.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna.
Pelcher says a woman called Clara Bow was the inspiration for Betty, the other woman.
All right. Anyway, I want to see his portrait of Shakespeare, wherever it is.
This is insane.
William Shakespeare, known
William
the world
Shakespeare?
over for his brilliance as a writer/playwright.
Did he write this because William is not capitalized?
Yes, he also had typos in the previous one.
Yeah, this is getting weird.
William
But has
Shakespeare
been
R.
for years. Even today, who was Shakespeare really? William Shakespeare was an English
Let me pause this. Portrait statue. What the hell's a portrait statue? Of this great colored poet, actor, and playwright. What the hell's a portrait statue? Ah! Driving me crazy.
I have no idea what this is. This doesn't look like the usual head, and he's probably going for, oh, look at the skull shape and the eye shape and stuff.
All right, I'm going to do a Google search on this. It's driving me nuts. Oh, God. This is not helping.
Maybe it's a way to say illustrious,
Illustrious.
as in or in multifaceted.
So someone made a statue of the portrait painting that was done of Shakespeare.
Okay,
And it mildly looks like this.
I found it. Here we go. I put it in the chat. You guys can share it if you want. This is from the Hebrew Israelite Life Hour story on Tumblr.
Awesome.
It starts with the real capital REA. Let me just put it on the video. Let me do that. 1 sec. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Don't know if you guys can see that, but okay. Shakespeare, a black man, and then in parentheses royalty. I don't know. I don't think Shakespeare was royalty, but okay. The real William Shakespeare was a black man, a so-called Negro with woolly hair. As you can see on the left, the following photo book containing this image and photography was not invented in the 16th century. He was born in the 15th century. And perhaps others may be hidden at the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. Why would Washington have a portrait of William Shakespeare? Of a photo that never existed, and or remains hidden at the Vatican. Why would the Vatican have a portrait of a photo of William Shakespeare? On the right, or on the R, which is a copyright R, you see a depiction of Shakespeare as so-called black also. So because
We was English poets.
Yeah, so
We can't English, but we was English poets.
So because someone made a depiction or statue of William Shakespeare having darker skin, therefore he's a black man. This
Also, is that in that picture that you just showed us? Like, I guess the right one is the actual statue of the portrait, and that awful, barely visible thing is like that old photograph of the newspaper having that statue in there.
it looks like
It looks.
you take, like, imagine you take a normal portrait or photo of someone and you just
Yeah.
like turn the contrast all the way up.
Yeah, contrast all the
completely
way
wrong,
up,
that
so
thing
like you
is.
can barely make out like how this person looks like. Yeah.
That thing looks chopped
Well, yeah, I think it was edited.
to hell and back.
How it was edited, I don't know. I have no.
Oh, you
The
guys
head-
think it's fake? I think it's totally real.
The head's been put over it. Also, the hairline isn't even the same between the statue and this
Well,
artistic depiction.
The years weren't too kind to him.
Uh-huh. I thought it's a portrait of the statue or something.
Yeah, well,
Well,
even statues can go
The
bald.
statue is the Shakespeare Funerary Monument, which is located inside Holy Trinity Church, Stratford upon Avon, Warwickshire.
Oh my god!
Which is where
It looks
he was buried.
like a bad wood furnishing.
Well, you're talking about something that's been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I guess the weather got to it. Like, I don't know what would have caused the. Gee, I don't know. Oxidation causes things to brown over the years, like copper?
Yes, they do. I remember this much because like I used to help out my grandfather like fixing like old Catholic statues around like small villages, and like some of them have just turned like brown.
Yeah.
It's just like the years weren't too kind to them.
So let me read the rest of this because I just want to keep my brain sane. The monument features a bust of the poet who holds a quill pen. It is one of the most well-known representations of Shakespeare, and being erected before 1623 is said to be a lifelike representation. Okay. Blacks once ruled all of Europe. Oh no. We were all royalty because we came from the bloodline of Jacob, but since we sinned against the Most High, he cursed us. What? How did we get into this?
Not Jacob, Jakub.
Yeah, but
the big head scientist.
We were just talking about Shakespeare, and all of a sudden we sinned against the Most High, and now we're cursed? How are we cursed? What happened to you?
The big head scientist Jakub invented white people in a cave in order to get back at the black people that didn't like him.
Oh my God!
You have no clue. You have no clue what this stuff is, do you?
I'm glad I don't. Okay, and you can read Deuteronomy, and it'll explain it to you. This is why we're at the bottom of today's society. No, you're not. All of our enemies, which are all the Gentile nations. Know this because they waited for this day to bring us down from royalty to absolutely nothing. Wow. That is some...
It's a victim story. It's a magical victim story.
That is like some sort of religious... Like a religion within a religion sort of thing, right? Like a conspiracy in the religion.
It's a parasitic cult that just goes about, oh, we're not bad because we're incompetent. We're bad at the bottom rung of society because magical things in the past we made up. That's keeping us down.
All right, that is enough crazy talk from the source of the Hebrew black people. Anyway, I'm gonna read a donation so I could think for once. My brain. Hyperborean space stoner. Hyperborean.
Very fitting.
The black Israelites are a wild bunch. They believe white people were created by a black scientist who lived 6,600 years ago and began the creation of the white race. I've never heard that. He is said to have done this through a form of selective breeding. I didn't make that up. Okay, that's a bit more believable than like genetics or like superpowers or aliens. So.
Yeah, but that's. You look for an image of Jakub, big head scientist.
Oh, I think I have. I think I've seen it.
You've seen it. You're usually memes.
The memes are already full of them.
Okay, all right. Let's get on with the video. We'll be here all day.
Writer, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language.
Widely regarded as the greatest.
And he doesn't even know where to put his periods. It's like dramatist, space, dot, capital letter.
Jesus, so crazy.
And he is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in Stamford-upon-Avon. His birthday is most commonly celebrated on the 23rd of April, which is also believed to be the date he died in 1616. So that's William Shakespeare sporting an afro.
That's an afro? Are you sure?
If that's an afro,
if you're really like have a regressed hairline, yes, I guess that's an afro.
This is his argument. He has an afro, frizzy hair, therefore black. What?
Somebody
a portrait statue.
Somebody have the
of a man who lived in the 16th century.
A photograph. It doesn't exist before the dawn of photography existed.
And it's kept in the Vatican.
Does somebody have the real picture that the base is on without the photoshopped on head?
The only thing we have I showed you was from the link from the Hebrew Israelite Tumblr page. That's all I could find. So
look in the top left. There's the date written when this photograph was taken. The year.
Oh yeah.
1610.
Okay. 200 years before the
no, that's like 1010. So it's 1000.
It's definitely a 6.
Shakespeare was waiting for his time. He waited 1,000 years.
Wait, thousands of years for this video to happen.
Shakespeare. If you actually scroll down, like I don't want to.
I think he photoshopped the head on too big.
If you scroll down, because you can keep scrolling in Tumblr depending on whatever your post is. This guy, this Hebrew Israelite whatever guy on Tumblr, King James was black royalty. I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Like, this is nuts. Like, this page is absolute bonkers.
Everyone who ever made anything important was black.
King James, clearly what you would call blacks, are originally royalty. Jews ruled Europe. All right. Next one. Mozart, a black man, royalty. Beethoven, a black man, royalty. Portrait of the Chevalier de Saint Georges. And I'm just like, Beethoven was he German or Austrian? I can't remember exactly how that lines up because I don't know.
German.
It was Austrian.
Was German declared
German.
a country? Yeah, I don't remember. So I think they would have noticed the deaf guy playing music really loud was white or black. That would have been pretty obvious.
Yeah, they would have made a comment about it.
And the tiny 6-year-old genius playing violin in the streets, whether he was black from a nobleman, would have been pretty memorable. I mean, we can keep going, but this is insane. This is obviously insane.
Yeah, the logic of this is rewrite history so much that if enough people believe it, it becomes real.
King Charles Stuart II, the Black King of England. Holy God! Like, what is wrong with this guy? A king of England.
Hitler was black.
Why not? I mean,
of course he was.
Yeah, he lives in Nigeria.
Oh my God! If you're getting your sources,
Arnold is black because Schwarz is in his name.
If you're getting your sources from that Tumblr post, I mean, I knew Tumblr was weird, but not like crazy, rewriting history crazy, deluded, religious nut job crazy.
It's just one step further from everything was invented by black people, and they always just cite somebody who invented something similar or later or made an improvement or just a contribution on the side to the very thing, and therefore claim that none of these things would ever have been possible without black people. We need to be celebrated. Give us stuff.
Yeah, like Wakanda is everywhere, just in different versions.
But somehow it can't exist. Somehow they fail to actually make it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we are more than half done with this video, and my brain is already done. So I just like.
I did not expect this today.
I was expecting something short and sweet. Not, I'm going to read a bunch of articles, do zero research, do zero critical thinking, and
it's not about that.
And show ice cream and pictures of my daughter. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not about research. It's about rewriting history.
I don't even think
you don't need research to rewrite history.
No, I think
you only need confidence.
I think this YouTuber is so daft and so uninterested in the topic. They didn't do any critical thinking. They just saw article, read article. Saw article 2, read article 2. That's it. Video done.
He's just looking for a justification for his worldview.
I guess.
And if there's not enough of it, he will create false evidence. Forgeries.
Okay. Anyway. Let's keep going.
We have the Lone Ranger.
Okay.
I know some people remember the popular television show The Lone Ranger, where it depicted a white man who wore a disguise on a white horse and had a Native American counterpart with him named Tonto. The story we are most familiar with started out as a radio show then a popular television show that ran from 1949 to 1957, then comic and several cartoons and big budget movies. But like many things pertaining to black history seem to be obscured. So who was Bass Reeves? The Lone Ranger was actually inspired by an American named Bass Reeves.
So that's fine. You could be inspired the same way Batman was inspired by the Shadow. That's totally cool. I didn't know this, but there's nothing wrong with this.
Batman was inspired by black people. That's why he wears black.
Black man, all right.
Because he realized that they don't reflect as much light during the night as white people.
All right. Okay.
U.S. Marshal, who was known to be a master of disguise,
Really?
an expert
A
marksman.
master of disguise with a mustache like that. That maybe it like tears off. He like puts a wig on. I don't know.
He could. I'm sure he could perfectly disguise himself as other black people.
Oh, there you
I mean, the things you can hide in that mustache.
Yeah, but look,
Sky is the limit.
To white people, black people all look the same. So of course he could perfectly disguise himself as other black people.
Same with Asians. Yeah, you just put that mustache on anyone. It's like, who is that guy? Oh, yeah. But everyone at the turn of the century had these massive mustaches. So kind of.
Yeah, but they all had different ones.
They were all like thick.
I think his disguise would just be to take off the mustache.
That's what I think.
So then nobody would recognize him.
Well,
And when he goes back into like his disguise, his fake mustache is actually his how he appears to people, so that he can just take it off in order to be disguised.
yeah, if you're clever and you're
It's a reverse
if
disguise.
you're a so-called master of disguise, you would have a series of clothings and hair and all kinds of makeup and maybe facial hair, like all kinds of things like ready to go. And it would take you like a minute to get ready, so you'd have to be really good at it. So maybe this is like his off year, and he just grew that mustache, and he had lots and lots of testosterone just pumping through his blood, and that's why he's bald and got lots of facial hair. I don't know.
Well, he's bald, so he can better wear a wig.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, he takes off the mustache and puts a wig on. Perfect.
Yeah.
It is never known to show the slightest excitement under any circumstances. He does not know what fear
All
is.
right. Okay.
Oh,
A
psychopath.
newspaper at the time reported, place a warrant for arrest in his hands and under no circumstances can cause him to deviate. Bass Reeves has a record of 3,000
Wow.
captive felons under his belt as a U.S. Marshal and 14 to 20 perished outlaws. His character
Wait, you don't know how
recently
many?
played in the film The Harder They Fall, in which we saw the likes of Regina King, Idris Elba, and Delroy Lindo, who played Bass Reeves.
So I don't understand. This is not blackwash. This is just an inspiration. So no one's denying this person didn't exist or wasn't there. We have historical evidence. The nickname, the Lone Ranger, is fine. You could be nicknamed whatever. But, you know, it's like someone wrote a version of Superman back in the day. We no longer use that version of Superman. He doesn't jump in the air and leap tall buildings. He flies. You know, he's from Krypton. He's not born of this day, or whatever the original story was. So that's normal. That's fine. No big deal.
How old is Idris Elba?
50?
Quite old.
Yeah. Isn't he supposed to be the next Bond?
What?
Was that someone else? I was
So
wondering-
Idris Elba worked during black and white Hollywood.
I have no idea what that era was, but apparently, I mean, that's good. That's good that he has been depicted, which means he hasn't been erased from Hollywood. They did use a proper depiction of this guy, so good for Hollywood. Therefore, not a problem. I don't get it. Maybe he got his lines crossed there, but okay, whatever.
Oh, it's because the in color Lone Ranger movie has him as a white man.
Oh.
That's the problem. That's his problem.
Cartoons and TV stations in the 60s are bad, or the 50s are bad.
Oh no, what a surprise.
Reeves, otherwise called the Lone Ranger.
That's it?
Oh, pixels.
Yes.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
What is that? Why is that chirping noise when the music... Did he record himself and then just kept the volume? Kept recording and never turned it off?
Why am I expecting is that he made like a PowerPoint presentation. And this is the video.
With transition effects and everything. And you're like, what the hell?
Has to be. This is horrible.
Oh boy. Okay. Cowboys. Look at their cheeks. They are chewing tobacco.
Okay.
Oh, I guess they are.
Yes. I didn't know that chewing tobacco is like white exclusive until now. How revolutionary!
Look at their hands. They're holding a bottle. Oh, are they drinking something? Oh my god!
And
look at their heads. They all have hats.
And yes, Gigachutt is right. It was a smoke alarm have been low on battery. I know that sound now.
Oh yeah,
I remember
that's
that.
right. Yeah, maybe it was like they were getting a power out. It was like flickering or something, and the power comes back on.
Smoke alarms don't run on power; they run on battery. At least the ones I know.
I've heard the sound as well. I thought it was like maybe his chair was squeaking, or I don't know.
It's what I first thought as well, or some really weird bird. But it's the my smoke alarms did that 2 years ago. So
the important questions of life.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept recording that sound, so he kept the record volume going.
Hey, what if he's actually playing the piano right now?
What?
That'd be awesome. He spins around his swivel chair. Do 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 do.
Cowboys, look at their cheeks. They are chewing tobacco.
We was everyone.
Why did he put this photo in there with that depiction? Like, what does this add to the video, dude?
I don't know.
Black people were in America? No way.
What?
His English is also so bad. And yeah, I agree with Chad. We should have had Bears on for this. That would have been wonderful.
I think like Bears would have had an aneurysm by now. It would be like he's like increasingly more white by the bit.
We talk about the South being a bunch of like white hicks. I'm sure there's like the black hicks and all the other hicks of America that they're sounding and so uneducated and so uninformed and just
we
bizarre.
Was rednecks.
Just bizarre. This is the not the weirdest video, but just like the like it just put together, just slammed together with random anecdotes. Let me read from this source from the Hebrew Israelite Tumblr page. Here's my daughter's drawings of ice cream or whatever. And you're like, here's me playing the piano. Like, what?
I never hear them talk about amazing African people.
Oh my. Okay, we are almost done. Well, technically we're done, but we're almost done the video, so. Yes.
He looks Mexican.
This looks pixelated.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care.
Information.
Okay. Have a pleasant evening, sir.
Reeducate. That's not a good term for a title.
This content is solely for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. And entertaining, yeah, in a weird way.
Not intended to offend or harm anyone. Oh, like calling Shakespeare black is not offensive at all.
It's not offensive to take away everyone's history.
May as well call Aristotle black. I'm not offending anyone.
And this is actual misinformation. And that is harmful. It's not even presented in a funny way. Like, he sounds funny because Well, he sounds a bit like forgot the name. The guy who always laughs funny. The president of Kakistan.
Rich Evans?
No, the president of Kakistan. Forgot his name. I think he's called Tyrone.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that was one of the weirdest videos I've ever watched. Holy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like with Maggie May, we know it's an act. She's goofing around. This guy, I think he actually he either does not give a shit, or he actually believes this stuff and put it together in that exact way.
So low energy.
Well, so chill. He's so chilled out. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, these are cowboys. You're like, yes, you're correct.
Neil Armstrong was actually black when he went to the moon.
All right, here we got some memes, I hope. From Mark, what we got? Oh, this is his channel.
Yes.
Black Royals of Europa Part 1. Oh my god, he's going full Israelite, black Israelite Hebrew dude. Black privilege, rich black and free during slavery. Okay, sure.
So you didn't free the other slaves, asshole.
House slave traders. Let's not even think about that. Victoria's Secret exposed. That could be many things. Blacks ruled Japan.
Yes.
Blacks
But
ruled Part 3. Holy hell. All right. When Asia was black, Part 1 and 2. Where is Noah's Ark? All right. So he's going the full religious Israel. Yeah, he's just way into it. King James the Infant. Oh, he did King James. Holy hell. The Jacobites.
blacks ruled China.
Who is the real Christopher Columbus? Oh my god.
So blacks ruled Japan, China, and Korea, but the Japanese also invaded and conquered part of Korea for a time, and China, and yeah, okay, and then suddenly all blacks disappeared magically.
Thank you.
Will the real Black Columbus please stand up?
Here's from Novus Kaiser. Pretty accurate depiction of what's going on here. Wow. Keyframe. What the hell?
I mean, this is from Team Fortress 2, but it's way more accurate than whatever this guy was cooking.
The strongest writer who ever lived. Cowboy Bebop, thank you. Don't worry, baby. He's just a nerd. That's it. I'm creating white people. Yeah, that's
the actual story of Jakub, the big head scientist, in a nutshell.
Jesus. Okay.
He was sour because he didn't get the girl, so he created white people. It's so stupid.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. Is that an actual quote from Logan Paul?
I hope.
Continuous lapse. I apologize for the 22nd time. Jakob, when YouTube people invent the wheel and racism before Clorox and Dunn dish soap.
Smut has been shown the cooking videos.
I think we covered a Jakob video. I just can't remember it because it was so weird and just bonkers. I just like this is made up bullshit. Whispering black people. All right. Oh boy. Me, Solomon's strongest soldier, destroying agents of Jakob, shopping at Target, and stealing their cultural artifacts. Fat-free ice cream.
What?
At first, I thought that was the Street Fighter 6 version of DJ in like an alternate dress, but I guess not. Oh, I get the menorah for a symbol there. That's kind of neat. Yeah, very, very intricate design, but what the hell is this all about? Oh, no. Ray in Hyperborea.
Awesome.
Uh,
Oh god, I feel I can almost read this shit.
well, I don't want to know what it means.
Me neither.
Another flawless victory for Hyperborean space stoners. What? What does that even mean?
Don't you know about Hyperborea?
What? Is this part of the same mythos of the Black Jacob dude?
No. It's what the Nazis believed.
Really? A bunch of giant subprimal men running around?
Yeah, the Nazis believed the Aryans were descended from giants who came down from the mountains. And the Hyperborea thing was, I think that was even too insane for them, but it's still attributed to them because one of them made it up. It's a rabbit hole in itself. Hyperborea is awesome.
Okay.
We need more role-playing games in Hyperborea.
Here we go. One of the most cruel and sadistic practices of buck breaking was the use of dogs. Packs of hounds were used to track down and capture escaped slaves. But many slaves had also trained their dogs to sodomize the escapees. How would that even happen? Like how would a dog rape a man? Like that doesn't.
Ask a white woman.
That doesn't even register. But okay, fine.
Good. You're still pure.
My brain's like that.
You've not yet been corrupted by the internet.
Seem to be able to function. Anyway, this is from this man right now. Doing my own research to disprove information. I'm gonna start believing people. Forget using your brain. Just Google stuff. Find the thing that aligns as closely as possible to your unbelievable hypothesis and run with it. Also, being a religious nut job helps. Helen Kane was the inspiration, but due to a lawsuit, they kind of didn't admit it until years later. Baby Esther was also an influence, but that was just her catchphrase. Oh, cool. I did not know that. See, this is a form of whitewash or blackwashing, if you want to call that. Well, I guess it's also whitewashing because Betty Boop is still technically white. But yeah, I did not know about Miss Kane. There you go. I did know about I didn't know the name of the singer dancer of black descent. I just knew she was black. Cool. Thank you, Joe Crazy. Do appreciate it. But yeah, whoa, I gotta go for a walk or something. Ooh.
That was quick and intense.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but I don't think he did either.
Can we say the N-word now?
Neo.
I don't know.
Israelites? What's the word?
Neo-Israelites, yeah, that's the word I was
Hebrites? I don't know what the term is.
Or no.
Yeah. All right, well.
Ramirez helps us with Hyperborea. Esoteric Atlantis, but buried on the North Pole under ice. Thank you.
That is way far out. That's crazy.
That's where the Nazis went after the war.
Oh, yeah. The place where
they were riding dinosaurs and became vampires.
Well, that makes more sense. The place where it's always sunny. Okay.
It's always sunny in the Hollow Earth.
All right. Oh, yeah. Time to erase that from my memory.
How much whiskey do you need?
Oh, not much, but I mean, I do remember seeing pictures of Jakob. I think we covered a video like that years and years ago, but it was so weird I just forgot about it. So this one is not as crazy, but still just no energy, no research, no thought, random crap, stupid English, bad grammar, pronunciation all over the place, bad sources.
What tests my faith in humanity is that this stuff keeps persisting.
Well, it's good for a joke, and the same with all those ghost stories and alien abduction stories. Like those are fun. Like those are cute because they put effort. You know, they have different depictions on. They use filters and found footage videos, and they make their own up, and they have all those crazy. What are they called? SCP. Those weird alien.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, like that. Like that takes effort. You know, it's a mythos. You create it, you build it, you work with it. I like those ideas, but this is sad. So Anyway, let's go do something more fun. Let's play a game, read a book, write a book, whatever you're doing. Let's go do it. That was only less than an hour. Thanks, guys, for that crazy video. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have yourself a good Friday, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Good night.